Welcome to the news at 7 on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Mariam George Jitubo. Protesters earlier today were at the MKO Abiola Stadium and later converged at Beja Roundabout, marking day 2 of the nationwide protests, some of them claiming they left the approved location due to threats by hoodlums. Sarafina Umekwe reports.
Protesters early today at the MKO Abiola Stadium and later converged at Bega Roundabout. However, due to security presence, not much occurred in many areas within limited vehicular and human movements.
Humanity, we are very sincere in what we are doing. The president should be a listening president. Let him remove the corruption in subsidy and restore subsidy. It is not clear to all of us that subsidy was the only social benefit everybody was getting in Nigeria, either directly or indirectly. Let him remove the corruption in subsidy and restore it.
Let everybody understand that if government has any policy which is not suiting the Nigerians, I think we have to form a dialogue. We have to discuss. We have to show our own, concern through dialogue.
In Lugbe, FCT residents are going about their daily activities, although apprehensive of what may turn out. The noticeable trend across most areas is the low turnout of vehicular and human movement. No signs of unrest or agitation. The situation from Dawaki and Gwarimpa axis shows that normalcy and calm has returned and no obstacles recorded. The area is yet to fully gain its usual hustle and bustle. Security operatives are still monitoring the area. And in Kuba, the situation is under control as businesses are opening and security operatives are on ground to maintain law and order.
The present situation along the airport road has not been bad. As you can see, the place is calm.
But to cut down to airport, I think it's very peaceful.
Just that vehicles are not actually moving.
Day 2 of the nationwide protests. Abuja, the streets are actually calmer today, unlike yesterday, when thousands of youths trooped out to protest. Now, from the Moshood Abiola Stadium, close to the seat of government, the Eagle Square, likewise the National Assembly entrance point just behind me, and also the Unity Fountain and other strategic locations, security presence all over. And this perhaps, I feel, might be the reason for the calmer street without protesters scene. Serafina Okon Umekwe.
Meanwhile, Wuse Market and the popular Banex Plaza was calm Friday evening. Despite the ongoing nationwide protests, shop owners are hopeful to start their business soon. No protesters were seen in the area. However, the presence of security operatives was noticeable as they positioned in various street junctions to maintain law and order. Hawa Gimba tells us more.
A tour of various roads in the Federal Capital Territory reveals the sense of calm, hinting that the protests may be waning. However, it is unclear if this tranquility will hold. In our interactions with FCT residents, they emphasize the need for government to engage with protesters and address their grievances.
But it's not that the protesters they have stopped. It still continue. But if the president cannot come in out to come and speak what the need of Nigerian citizens, I think the protesters will continue.
The basic amenity, which can you imagine a loaf of bread you can buy for 200 as of then. A loaf of bread now is 600. Can you imagine? Okay, a family with 3 kids cannot feed properly.
We are now buying for a 6 or a 17 NFPC. Other filling station they are selling 700, 800. Now Nigeria, we are not seeing the impact of what we are suffering for.
The visit to local markets shows that management is taking no chances, keeping the premises under lock and key to prevent potential losses.
What we want to tell from government, because this sufferness is too much. See me, I just there for outside. They don't allow us to sell. If I go market, I buy something, it get cost.
Yesterday, the streets vendors or shops were all closed, plazas were all closed, but at least today we have seen a different whereby shops by the roadside are open. Petty traders by the roadside are also performing their duties today. The only thing we are looking at is the markets. And markets for now are mostly closed.
We are still watching the situation. We don't want to rush and open markets, and if anything happens, we'll start running helter-skelter. So we are taking our time to watch the situation before we open the markets.
As Nigerians eagerly await government intervention, security operatives remain vigilant, and only time will tell if the calm will persist. Hawagimba, EA News.
And the situation at Gwarimpa and Kado axis remains with activities at low key. Most businesses are closed with few operating skeletally and maintaining a low profile. Popular spots known for their busy nature remain deserted. Sophia Norma Uche, however, reflects on how the day one of the protest ended.
Low vehicular movement and human activity characterized the streets in Gwarimpa and Kado, as well as markets, and businesses recorded low patronage, with business owners and residents saying the mood of the city reflects the ongoing protests and the need for people to remain safe indoors.
What people thought is that maybe there will be a crisis on the road, killing, because of the experience of the last protest, EndSARS. There are a lot of vandalization, breaking of shops, there are a lot of vandalization, breaking of shops, when there's a protest like this, all these bad people, they will take advantage of it and try to be looting.
Because of the protest, nobody comes and it's empty. Anywhere you go, it's empty. See, look at the road, look at this place. Before, if you come this side, there's queue. Today is empty.
There is no people on the road. I went to city center, everywhere is scanty. The major road, the Ahmad Bello major road has been blocked. People have not been moving, as business as usual.
Security vehicles were seen positioned at different strategic points. Many banks are seen offering skeletal services. In Abuja, Sophia Norma Uche, NTA News.
Meanwhile, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has warned that protesters should confine their convergence to the MKO Abiola Stadium as directed by the court. This warning came after an emergency meeting with security agencies and area council chairman. Aisha Bali reports.
The minister, who called for an emergency meeting with security agencies, area council chairman and the head of FCT Civil Service, says the government is aware of the demands of the protesters and is gradually acting on them. In the meantime, he wants protesters to respect court orders and remain at the Moshood Abiola Stadium.
We have come out to say clearly that one of the reasons government are appealing to not to carry this protest, that we believe some miscreants will take advantage and cause mayhem and cause destruction of property within the FCT. See what has happened in most of the states today.
He notes that the agreement was to carry out a peaceful protest, as security agencies in the FCT will not allow people to take laws into their hands and cause mayhem for FCT populace.
A senator providing food for protesters. At every time the security agencies will invite the senator and find out how he will be sponsoring this kind of against the government of the day.
He, however, commends the FCT residents who have decided to stay away from the protest venues to give peace and dialogue a chance. In Abuja, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
Also, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike has commended FCT residents for the path they have chosen to conduct a peaceful rather than violent protest. Wike expressed the appreciation while giving the staff of office to 4 graded chiefs in the FCT, whose seats became vacant due to the demise of the chiefs. Again, Aisha Bali reports. It was an event to showcase pure and raw tradition and culture of the FCT people. The FCT minister officially presents the staff of office to the 4 graded chiefs as Kwali and Karu get upgraded to second-class chiefs while Yaba and Pai get third-class chiefs. Joseph Damfulani, now Sakuri of Karu, Luka Nizansan, Esu Kwali, Abubakar Sani Pai, Sarkin Pai, and Aliyu Yakubu Esu of Yaba.
The traditional institution can be a vital partner in addressing these challenges.
To our rural communities. The presentation of staff of office is a testament to our esteemed roles and respect you command. We trust that you will continue to lead with wisdom and integrity.
FCT Minister Wike used the occasion to remind the people of the pivotal role the traditional institution plays in nation building and peaceful coexistence, as he commends the understanding of FCT residents who have chosen to give government more time to deliver on the promises made to them.
Government would do all they can to provide what you will use to work for your people. If there are things you want the president to do, reach us and tell us this is what you want. We'll be able to dialogue with you and make sure those things you want are provided.
He further enjoins the chiefs to continue to carry their people along, rule with fairness, and also ensure that their subjects imbibe the right principles and values. Aisha Oba Ali, NTA News. And talking religion, going back to Allah in terms of upholding the teachings of the Quran and Hadith is regarded as an important means to solving societal challenges rather than resorting to bridging public peace. Deputy Imam of Abu Huraira Mosque, Wuse Zone 7, Abuja, Ustaz Abdul Qadir Umar, reminds worshippers of this in his Jumat sermon. Abdullah Jia reports.
At a time the country is going through a challenging phase occasioned by the nationwide protest, the Deputy Imam of the Abu Huraira Mosque says Islam provides a complete guide on leadership and followership to use as a model.
That we cannot correct bad situation with a bad idea or a wrong idea, but we cannot take our hands and destroy our belongings and destroy lives and properties in the name of fighting for our rights. We should all be the key to the goodness, also the kindness.
As leaders, check what the Quran says, check what the Hadith says on leadership. And once that is being used, the best form of leadership will be given. So also the followers. Check what the Quran and Hadith says in places you feel the leaders did not do right in the discharge of their leadership. And in following that, no one will go to protest, no one will go to steal, no one will go to break anyone's house or property.
While condemning the violent protest in some parts of the country, the religious leader appealed for calm and an amicable resolution on the issues of contention, admonished leaders to act fast and followers to apply restraints in restoring law and order. As he said, nation building is a collective responsibility. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Some school children annually become dropouts due to the rise in cybercrime and the get-rich-quick syndrome among youths. Coordinator of a civil society organization based in FCT, Youth Against Cybercrime, Chibuzo Okehie, has therefore cautioned parents on the alarming trend, urging them to pay close attention to their children and wards. Safia Norma Uchi reports.
Describing the trend as alarming, the coordinator of Youth Against Crime, Chibuzo Okehie, says youths no longer like to go to school. He added that the objectives of the campaign is to create awareness for youths in the 774 local government areas in the country and to tell them the ills of financial related crimes like internet fraud.
We've seen a situation whereby most of them engage in rituals. This is not what Nigeria is known for. We should bring Nigeria back to its own stand. And also we're using this privilege to reach out all the youth, because we tell them that this sensitization is all about nurturing you. We are telling every parent to take it very serious, because we can't do it alone.
I see this work as a great work, in as much as they are going to cover the local governments and the 36 states. And if this work could be supported by Nigerians, the EFCC, by the federal government, by the president of this country, I believe crime will reduce radically in Nigeria.
This is a project that in-house the EFCC is already carrying. We're trying to catch them young. We know the fight against corruption cannot be done by the agencies alone, and we need to carry all the stakeholders along.
The campaign, tagged "Talk to Them Now or Lose Them to Crime Tomorrow," intends to reach out to schools to discourage children from living flamboyant lifestyles, but to be simple, honest, and God-fearing. Sophia Norma Uche, NTA News.
Minister of State for Youth Development Ayodele Olawande, speaking at the 2024 Nigeria Forum of Councillors and Stakeholders meeting in Abuja, has called on Nigerian youth to rally behind the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. The minister emphasized the crucial role of young people in driving national development, particularly through infrastructure development and grassroots engagement. Hawa Gimba has details.
Minister of State for Youth Development Ayodele Olawande delivered a keynote address to councillors representing 774 local governments in Nigeria. He highlighted the significant milestone achieved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, particularly in infrastructure development. These achievements, he says, include the establishment of an education fund for students and the provision of refineries, which are crucial for boosting trade and connectivity.
I'm part of the nation, I'm part of the world of the Nigerian youth. I'm also a youth. But what we are saying is this: let us face the issues. Let us talk about the issues.
National Coordinator for Grassroots Development, Hisense Hovel, emphasized the importance of collective efforts in safeguarding peace and stability in Nigeria.
So we want to, as well as resonate hope, in the sense that want to tell the grassroots that we care for them.
Other councillors echoed some views, stressing on the need for partnership that can drive development at the grassroots level.
For the convener on this one to liaise with councillor, it's not liaising with the present councillor alone. Even the past councillor, they will now know what the government is doing. They can now report back to people.
Like this forum right now, the purpose why this very forum was convoked was to pass the message, to trickle it down to the people.
At national level, we really appreciate, because whatever you want to achieve, you want to come down to the grassroots.
Most of those people don't post relevant information. What they post, usually are false information that have the capacity to mislead the public.
Councillors collectively commended the administration's effort towards local government autonomy, acknowledging the significance in promoting development and stability. Hawagimba, NTA News.
With the slogan, bringing care to every community, the FCT administration has taken a step further in delivering on the Renewed Hope initiative as the Health Secretariat launched a sustainable medical palliative for residents. The initiative aims to allow a one-day free healthcare services covering ranges of healthcare. The Minister of Health, Ali Pati, was a guest at the Gwarimpa Clinic to distribute the palliatives. Aisha Obali reports.
The FCT administration has been providing nutritional palliative to residents, but this time the Health Secretariat is introducing a sustainable package known as Medical Palliative Scheme. The Mandate Secretary advises that people should take advantage of the insurance scheme to benefit from these programs.
Together and wrote a memo to Barrister Yelsom Wike to approve the concept of medical palliatives. And The minister will not approve unless you show him a sustainability plan. And we were able to convince him that the health insurance scheme for the vulnerables, which is a percentage of the country's national budget, can support us in the medical palliative scheme. What we have done today here is a proof that this can work, it is sustainable, and it is something that has come to stay.
While conducting the Minister of Health Ali party around the facility, he advised the expectant mothers to make good use of the micronutrient supplement the FCT administration has provided for them, as the government is in synergy with partners to reduce mortality burden, especially maternal and child mortality.
We've been working very hard over the last 12 months to improve the health of all Nigerians. And today, we're seeing one more step, along with the Federal Capital Territory Administration under Honorable Minister Wike, the Mandate Secretary, and ourselves in the Federal Ministry of Health under the overall leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to continue to deliver things that will improve the health and well-being of all Nigerians, starting with pregnant women, who are the mothers of this country.
The one-day free medical palliative covers every ailment, including surgery. Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
Let's now join the business desk for business news.
Many thanks indeed. Ministry of Trade and Investment says it's committed to the development and promotion of non-oil export commodities, and CBN sells one-year treasury bills at 22.1%. Welcome to Business News. I am Serafina Okun-Omekwe. The Central Bank of Nigeria has sold one-year treasury bills at its top rate of 22.1% during its July auction. This move reflects the central bank's ongoing efforts to manage liquidity and control inflation in the economy, according to the auction results. The total amount offered by the CBN in this auction was 277.96 billion naira spread across different tenors. This represents an increase of 21.53% from 229.72 billion offered in the previous auction of June 2024. The total subscription amounts for these tenors combined was up to 373.95 billion, exceeding the amount offered and reflecting strong investor confidence. The Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, says they are committed to the development and promotion of non-oil export commodities across the value chain for job creation. This was at the launching of the 18th Association of Agricultural Commodities in Abuja.
One of the major challenges with Nigerian products at the international market is quality, says Ambassador Nura Abba Rimi, Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, and that the agency has taken proactive steps to change the narrative. As participants of the 18th Association of Agricultural Commodities is to ensure the country becomes self-sufficient in food production, and in line with Mr. President's renewed hope that dependency in oil is reduced, while non-oil sector improves in terms of value addition to the development of the economy.
These associations are formed by private individuals, but what we do as government is to ensure and provide enabling playing field for them to be able to flourish. And government do give incentives to the private sector for them to be able to perform better.
These commodity associations have been nurtured and critically examined by the ministry to ensure that they adhere strictly to quality.
The Federal Ministry of Trade and Investments says it is committed to creating an enabling environment to attract private sector investment and promote competitiveness of Nigerian products in the local and international market.
And with that, we've come to the end of business news this week. Stay with us for the continuation of the news. I am Serafina Okon-Omekwe.
And for stories trending in the sports world, here is Sports Brief.
Nigeria's Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Eno, has appreciated the Super Falcons and badminton player Anua Luakbo Opiori for their commendable representation of Nigeria at the 2024 Olympic Games, describing their participation as a remarkable achievement that demonstrates dedication, skill and perseverance. The Super Falcons faced tough challenge, losing all their 3 group matches to Brazil, Spain and Japan. Nigeria's Favour Ofili did not make it for the women's 100-meter heats despite Nigeria's appeals for her to be registered. Only 2 Nigerian athletes will now compete in the women's 100-meter heats. Rosemary Chukuma, hit 5, and Tima Godbless, hit 7. This development has elicited the reaction of former president and founder, Parasoccer Federation of Nigeria, Ms. Bahu Lawandide.
Performance is a little bit better, but normally, always the Paralympics, we do better than you people who have always go and with coming back without anything. But in no way, since the beginning of Paralympic, the participation of Nigeria in Paralympics, we have been making Nigeria proud. And I want to believe even this time around, we will do more better in Paralympics. I don't know the challenges that able people have. Maybe lack of training, maybe lack of something, or lack of commitments. That's why we are not be able to meet up and compete with other international countries.
In another development, Nigeria's D Tigers fell short of another victory as they suffered their first defeat in the women's basketball events of the Paris 2024 Olympics. Nigeria lost 75-54. With this outcome, D Tigers alongside Australia now holds 1-1 record. Nigeria now must beat Canada to stand a chance of qualifying for the next round of the tournament. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thank you for being part of the news at 7. I am Mariam George Jitubo. Have a lovely weekend.